Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the World of Wrestling Podcast, here today to discuss about the WWE Monday Night Raw, July 20th, 2026 review. And I gotta say one thing, this show is lifeless, empty, blodgegoo, shit. Not even shit, it's not even solid shit, it's like diarrhea. Leaking all over the fucking mat in the ring. This is a joke, man. Almost 3 hours. They went 2 hours and 15 minutes. Thank Christ. They did us a favor. They had nothing to show us, so they got in and got out as quickly as they could. I wish it was a lot quicker, like an hour show. I don't even think if this show is down to an hour, anyone would want to watch this shit. It's so fucking bad. I don't know, man. I do not care about what happened. I spent most of my time looking at my fucking phone. So, getting a solid review out of me, probably not so much. Nothing on the show made any sense to me. Why is Solo Sikoa have interest in helping Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship? Wasn't he a rival to Seth Rollins? Why would Seth Rollins want help from Solo Sikoa? Why is Solo Sikoa all of a sudden caring about what the fuck's going on with Seth Rollins? What, so he can get even with Roman Reigns? So he can get under the skin of Roman Reigns and make him feel like he can't ever beat Seth Rollins in a legitimate major world championship match or whatever the fuck we're trying to do here with this storyline that ain't much of a story at all. We got a match made for Gunther and Nick Aldis for SummerSlam by Triple H himself. Not on a Raw or SmackDown show, not that it make any sense on a Raw show for this to be announced, but on a SmackDown show, no less. It ain't even being booked on there. It's being booked on a SummerSlam press conference meet deal between the two stars that are competing at SummerSlam and supposedly cut a storyline on this per se event that they were doing. That ain't even going to be aired on television. They just so happen to air it on Monday Night Raw tonight. You telling me you wouldn't want to use this for ammunition on SmackDown? I mean, I don't know! Hey, I don't know anymore. This product, folks, is dead. The show as a whole is dead. There's nothing entertaining about this product. This show is a fucking bore fest. I can't stand it anymore. I just can't. I can't stand this product. Plain and simple. This product fucking sucks a monkey's dick. It's that bad. I have no interest in this product. I just review this crap for you guys so I can build this channel. That's all I'm doing it for. I don't have any love for WWE. I hope and pray for their fall. I want them to fall. I can't stomach them. They are thieves in wolf's clothing. They are scum of the earth. They are corporate America 9 to 5. That's what this shit feels like. A 9 to 5 job watching this shit. And it's only for 2 hours and 15 minutes the show went. It felt like I was working an 8-hour shift at my job. God knows I already did that today. 8 hours of fucking work. I'm sitting here watching 2 hours and 15 minutes. Almost 3 hours. If you really want to get technical, because that's how the show used to be. This show sucks. I don't know how all of you guys watch this shit. If you find anything remotely entertaining, if you find anything positive, please let me know. And actually, legitimately be positive, not that fake BS, because I won't accept it. Because honestly, there's nothing you can convince me that's positive about this lingering load of garbage. That's what this show is. Just lots and lots and lots of fluff and stuff. Just garbage. That's all it is. You don't even get good wrestling on the fucking shows. You get cookie cutter wrestling. When you watch AEW, despite their lack of ability to tell a fucking story on the damn show, you at least still get good wrestling. You ain't even getting that here on WWE. You can say goodbye to that shit. They can use the verbiage wrestling. They can talk about this. They can take all the words that Vince McMahon took out that he didn't like using on national television and bring it all back, and it's still Vince McMahon's shithole that he left as shit. I don't feel like as if Vince McMahon ever left this fucking promotion. I don't feel like anyone's being elevated. I don't feel like anyone's being produced right. Everyone is got their favorites. Whatever happened to genuine pushing someone that deserves to be pushed? Like LA Knight. Tonight, he had those people in the palm of his fucking hand. He even admitted a lot of things about OTC, Roman Reigns. The guy is a talentless hack. He just found a character, finally, that works for him and gels with the people that can take him genuinely. That's all. They take him genuinely now. And it works out great for him. And I love Roman Reigns for what he does. I really do. I don't think he's a terrible human being. I don't think he is out in it for himself. I do believe he cares about this business because, quite frankly, what the fuck does he need WWE for? At this point in time in his career, what the fuck does he need WWE for? He's getting jobs to do Hollywood shit. If he fully went all in on the Hollywood acting career, I guarantee you he'd find a place to make money. Who gives a fuck if he is a Hollywood superstar that is getting awards like an Academy Award or Best Supporting Actor, whatever the fuck you want to say? Who cares? As long as you're bringing in that quiche, that cash, like you're walking into a strip joint and you're just fucking flicking the money at the damn broads. That's all that matters when it comes to that fucking line of work. The only reason why I'd ever get into acting is to make a fucking shitload of cash. I don't give a fuck about acting. Movies? Are you serious? Movies are just as bad as wrestling is nowadays. These fucking movies suck. They can't come up with original ideas. They can't do shit in Hollywood. They're a reenactment of WWE, just in a different form of entertainment. That's it. Rinse, repeat. Same old shit. All they fucking make movies now is horror movies. Don't get me wrong, I like horror movies. I'll watch a horror movie anytime you throw one in front of me. And not to top it all off, I'm actually a Christian, by the way. I don't play into the demonic bull crap that they want to spew on the TV set to get me convinced, oh, God doesn't exist. Kiss my rear. I'm hard-headed and very hard to change my mind when it comes to something like that. Sorry. So, you can do whatever the heck you want with that garbage. But I'm kind of like going completely off topic here. The point being is, all they fucking make is horror movies. They don't make good comedy movies. I watched John Cena's Little Brother movie. That fucking sucked a major dick. They are proving they're just like fucking Hollywood. They're reusing the bloodline all over again. What they're here for, we have no fucking clue, because it doesn't feel like the same bloodline we were used to back in 2020 to 2024 bloodline that we got. There's no takeover. There's no nothing here. What are we trying to do? Trying to convince everyone that the bloodline are baby faces now? They're not here to fuck over people? Is that what we're trying to come across with? Is that the story? And not to mention, who is the good guy and who's the bad guy in this scenario? It's Seth and Roman Reigns. Like, I'm getting fucking confused. 1 minute it's Roman Reigns is a piece of shit, acting like an egotistical maniac OTC guy that he used to be when he had the bloodline at first. And then all of a sudden, we flipped the script from that point to now Seth Rollins looks like the gosh darn heel without a faction. Someone please tell me where this makes any fucking sense to you, because it don't to me. Just saying. But hey, you know, this is WWE, the best wrestling promotion on planet Earth. Says nobody. Don't believe me? Go look at their ratings. Their ratings absolutely suck. But let's go ahead and get started on this wonderful Monday Night Raw episode we watched tonight. Oh my gosh, it was so pleasant, it made me fall asleep for about 5 minutes. Ooh, boy, what a great show. Let me tell you, when I watched Monday Night Raw back in the 90s, was I falling asleep? Fuck no. I was a little kid at the age of 10, 11, 12, somewhere in that range. Let's say, I was 11, 10, 1998, I was 10 years old. I wasn't watching Monday Night Raw or really watching anything because I was dirt shit poor at the time. I didn't even have cable. I finally caught up with all that shit when I finally got hold of the WWE Network, and I also watched it on YouTube and Daily Motion and all that to catch up on all the stuff I've missed in the past. So, I mean, I'm all caught up with that shit. And I fucking loved it. It didn't make me fall asleep. When I'm now at the age I'm at, I put my phone down. I actually watch what's on the fucking screen when I watch the Attitude Era or the Ruthless Aggression Era. I actually watch the fucking product. I don't look at my phone. When I watch this current day product of WWE, I look at my phone. Why? Because the show is boring. There's nothing entertaining about it. It absolutely sucks. And it's not fun to sit through. It is more like torture at a job, honestly. That's what this shit feels like. Anyway, a non-title match. Tag team with Javon Evans and Dragon Lee against Braun Breaker and Austin Theory. Now, apparently, we felt the need that we had to book this match because we have to have tag team wrestling so that we make the tag team division seem legitimate or actually have a necessity to exist. And threw two random dudes together that have no rhyme or reason to be together to team up together against Braun Breaker and Austin Theory. Now, unless something was going on last week that I don't quite remember or recall, does it really matter? No. You want to know why? Because nothing on this show is memorable. There's nothing memorable about this show. It's that simple. But anyway, the Tag Team Champions division, they retained their tag team titles. I did think I heard some talks going on during commentary that Michael Cole says, I think pretty much Paul Heyman has given up on the vision, and Corey Graves is saying, well, no, he's just giving him tough love, he gives a shit about him, but no, he fucking don't. That, once those injuries started piling up, it was like the Danhausen curse commenced. Without it actually commencing with Danhausen literally saying they're cursed. Shit, they were cursed before Danhausen even came into the picture in WWE. So, point being is, well, they won. And then all of a sudden we got Otis and Tozawa. This is what we've come to tag team wrestling. We have to have one tag team at a time showing up, challenging for tag team gold, while doing absolutely nothing on the show. Why aren't we seeing multiple tag teams competing against each other to earn the right, move up rankings, to have a right to say they deserve an opportunity at the tag team titles? Why aren't we doing that? Is that so hard to ask? It's a simplistic, normal, everyday sport mentality that they have in boxing and in MMA. They have ranking systems. Now, apparently, Triple H doesn't have enough brains to realize if he actually had a ranking system, wins and losses meaning something. And whenever he's got these lack of ability to create storylines, he has that to fall on. The wins and losses will mean something. People will actually look at that. Not to mention developing characters with these wrestlers. Why aren't the wrestlers developing their own fucking character, presenting it to Triple H, and having them stand out? Oh, I forgot. They don't want anyone to feel they're above the company. Bro, you're their boss. If they get out of line and they want to think they're better than the company, then there's the fucking door and get the fuck out before they even become famous. And if they happen to become famous, well, oh well. You have other people you can turn to, because there'll be other people that people are interested in. The fans will be interested in those characters. LA Knight is one of a kind. Genuine character. He came up with that through being Eli Drake. And he succeeded with that character on the indies and in TNA. I loved LA Knight when he was Eli Drake. I don't mind the name LA Knight. I don't think anything's wrong with LA Knight. What I do find wrong is this man is literally pointing out in his promos the reality of what's going on behind the scenes. And we are all wanting him to become something, but we all know he won't become anything because of the people above him. This is why pro wrestling sucks. I don't care if Triple H likes LA Knight or not. LA Knight, by default, by facts that you see from the crowd, is they like him. So you push him. You give him the push. Yeah, has he stumbled? Has he messed up on his promos? Okay, fine. Has he botched at times in his matches? Yes. He had a series of moments where he's botched. Recently, he's cleared that up, I think. But you're going to undercut a wrestler because he made some botches? Really? You're telling me Stone Cold Steve Austin never made a botch? You're telling me Kurt Angle's never made a botch? You're telling me fucking Triple H never made a botch? You're telling me all these big names that became superstars never made a mistake in the ring? Man, do they walk on water? Do they claim they're Jesus Christ, the Son of God? What are we doing here? Get the fuck out. Come on, man. LA Knight is one of the most loved characters on this show. The fans show him love each and every week. And these motherfuckers don't even listen to that crowd because they just don't care. Obafemi, he's eventually going to die out. People are not going to care about his fucking gimmick. He beat up JD McDonough in a random match put together because the Judgment Day want their damn money back, which, by the way, they're kind of in the right there. They offered money to him. Danhausen took that money and stole it and never used it for what they were offering to him to do that with. Now, to me, that's thievery. But apparently to WWE, you're allowed to do that. At least to the bad guys. The good guys, no, you can't do those kinds of things. This shit sucks. WWE sits here and talks about how the modern day era is better than the Attitude Era. Bro, if you had the WCW in their prime before they went out of business, going up against WWE's modern day product, brother, WCW would beat their ass. God, you gotta be out of your fucking mind. 83 weeks, bro, it'd have been a fucking lifetime. WWE would have gotten their asses kicked and been removed out of the fucking existence. There wouldn't be no WWE if they would have operated the way they are right now. Are you kidding? Nobody would fucking know or care about WWE if they would have operated that way. They want to say the Attitude Era sucked compared to the modern day. Are you on fucking drugs or what? Brother, AEW, all they need is to develop some storylines. And they will be set. Their problem is inconsistent storytelling. That's where the issue lies with AEW. And that, to me, pisses me off because the window of opportunity is right in front of Tony Khan's fucking face. And he don't fucking pull the trigger. And I'm not talking about undermining WWE by scheduling events the same week that they already had scheduled events already made and stuff like that at the last minute, like WWE's doing with AEW. At the end of the day, that should put a smile on AEW's face because that goes to prove to them they're in their fucking head. They're worried about them succeeding because they know damn well they could. The only thing missing is consistent storytelling throughout the show from beginning to end. Once Tony Khan gets that, he's got their asses until they wake up and do the exact same thing. But they don't want to do that. They're not in it to win it. Tony Khan is, but he doesn't know how to do it. I just don't think he knows how to do it. He needs to hire someone that does. Eric Bischoff is not that person. Vince Russo, possibly. But let's be honest. Do we need to continue to keep hiring the old guards from back in the day when wrestling was good? Don't we have anyone that's more vibrant, youthful? You know, early 30s, late 30s, 40s, 50s. You know, I mean, let's just go with the 40s. Anywhere in the 40s to late 40s. Like CM Punk's age. Do we have anyone in CM Punk's age that actually has a creative mind for wrestling? Do we? Vince Russo, we can't go with because Vince Russo is in his 60s. He's probably going to be retired in the next 10 years, I think. I don't think he's going to want to continue to keep doing this. Eventually, he's going to want to retire and be with his wife and his kids. So, I don't know. But Vince Russo can't be the only option in the world. Scott D'Amore, there's a guy. Scott D'Amore got a lot of praise in TNA. Why not bring Scott D'Amore in AEW? get Scott D'Amore a good paycheck and give him the rights to do what he needs to do to help elevate AEW storyline telling. Because this shit that we sat through here for 2 hours and 15 minutes absolutely fucking sucked. It sucked. And I'm going to keep saying that in this review until it gets sickening, which I'm pretty sure it has. But that's the truth. The show stinks. It's lifeless. It's pointless. It has no rhyme or reason being on the show. It just stinks. And that's all there is to it. But yeah, Otis and Tozawa come down and have a brawl with the Vision. And they're fucking jobbers. That actually gave the Vision a hard time. But at the end of all this, they still stood tall. Come on, what are we kidding here? Next backstage, we had JD McDonough and the AAA Mega Champion Dominic Mysterio have Danhausen pressed against the wall. They're tired of the tricks and the mini-housens. They want their money back. I mean, they might as well get mafiosos or something to break his kneecaps or something. I don't know. But anyway, they want their money back. Danhausen plays dumb, so the women's world champion, Liv Morgan, threatens to bust him open. Apparently, she has the capabilities of doing that. I guess Dominic and JD McDonough don't have those capabilities when they're grown-ass men who probably have more strength than she does, given the testosterone in her body. I'm not trying to be sexist here, but that's just biological, scientific facts that men have testosterone, which makes them stronger. That's the only reason why men and women should not fight each other, because it's an unfair advantage to a woman. Because they don't have that same exact thing in them. They have estrogen. So, want to debate me on that, you can go ahead if you'd like, but not really going to go very far with me. Big Cass has a return video shown. Very nice. I actually enjoyed this, but let's be honest, they're not going to go anywhere with him. They did a great vignette that will probably send him to Nowheresville. The only reason why Tony Khan failed with Big Cass is, from what I've heard from other YouTubers, is that they think he doesn't know how to book big guys. I honestly think he just got lost in the shuffle because he has too many people on his roster, personally. But that might be a plausible reasoning. Maybe he doesn't know how to book big guys. I mean, Brody King seems to be doing okay. He's pretty fucking good. He's been utilized on television pretty much week to week. He's been given good matches. He's won tag team gold with Bandito. I mean, like, the guy's not, like, just sitting there like a bum on a log. And he's a big dude, so I don't know. Seems a little odd to me, but whatever. Get highlights of Saturday night's main event with Carl Anthony Towns being the cat out of the bag, as you could say, and help Danhausen win the match against JD McDonough. My God, what a shit. Danhausen comes to the ring and wants to throw the Judgment Day's human monies into the crowd. And Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough and the Women's World Champion Liv Morgan charge down to the ring and attack him after Danhausen curses them. Joe Henry runs down and makes the save, helping Danhausen clear the ring. Now, apparently, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez is nowhere to be found on this entire show, practically. Why? I have no fucking clue. But what am I supposed to know? I'm just a dumbass behind a camera here talking about my feelings about Monday Night Raw, which are valid beyond belief. We get several vignette videos about Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns' history, like we don't fucking already know this. Come on. You telling me you got new viewers watching this shit? Get the fuck out of here. The small portion of millions of viewers you still have are the same ones that were watching it back when they started, okay? There ain't no fucking new viewers. Outside of little kids. Like the little kids give a fuck. They just want to watch a good exhibition match. That's all fucking they care about. They don't know jack shit about real storytelling. When I was a kid and I watched wrestling, that was true storytelling and unfolding in front of my eyes. That was what helped me realize what was good wrestling and what's shit today. Had I been raised in this time frame, obviously I'd be like a fucking dumbass walking around going, gee, this is great stuff. This ain't good. This is terrible stuff. Terrible. Waste of everybody's freaking time. You want to collect people's money, but you won't want to give them a good product. And not to mention the money you're asking for is overinflated shit. That's another reason why your fucking SummerSlam tickets are down. And as they should be. Because no one will pay for this trash. I hope no one even pays for it with the prices discounted now. I really do. I hope they have empty seats showing throughout the entire fucking stadium of Minnesota. I hope it's a complete flop of a show. I hope it fails. That's what I want. I want WWE to fucking fail. Because they are never going to change. They have no intentions of changing. They are only focused on one thing. An exit plan to make as much money as humanly possible before they ship sale this piece of shit product to someone else who probably won't give a shit either. But by the time it goes to a new owner, it'll probably have less value. And if it still has more value later on with a new person who's not doing anything to help elevate it, I really like to know what fucking La La Land world we're living in. Because that's just plain fucking crazy. Anyway, the Judgment Day are complaining to Adam Pearce backstage, and Danhausen and Joe Henry walk up. McDonough realizes the bag is full of fake money and throws it. After he throws it, Obafemi catches it and is furious, and Pearce says he'll make the match with Femi and McDonough right now. As for Mysterio, he'll be facing Joe Hendry later on tonight as well, and they found this to be unfair. Now, throwing the money at Obafemi, I don't know if that was a good idea. He has a big match coming up against Brock Lesnar inside Hell in a Cell, which I still say that should have been an I Quit match. We didn't need Hell in a Cell to sell this fucking rivalry, honestly. But here we are, and voila. Yeah, so you kind of pissed him off. You should have watched where you were throwing that, because you're a small dude going up, throwing it at some random person that could have been behind you backstage to get your ass kicked, which this is all scripted, so obviously it was part of the show. That bullshit. And what did we do? We had Obafemi go over on JD McDonough like this was a fucking squash match, and he's a fucking jobber, which he is. So why were we having a jobber match at Saturday night's main event with Danhausen is beyond me. I have no fucking clue on that one either. So yeah, Danhausen, or not Danhausen. Obafemi goes over on Dominic Mysterio. Nothing really important there. Solo Sikoa comes out out of nowhere, shows up in the ring, asks for Seth Rollins to come out, pretty much tells Seth Rollins, look, man, we all know how this game works with Roman. He's never going to win a match by himself. It's always going to be 4-on-1, whatever amount of guys he has. He would know because he was part of the group. He doesn't care to be a part of that group anymore. Okay. Why do you care about Seth Rollins winning the World Heavyweight Championship from Roman Reigns? Is the WWE being invaded by the bloodline right now? No, they're not. They're not winning championships. They just have the World Heavyweight title under the belt, and Roman Reigns is the guy. That's it. Jacob Fatu is his fucking errand boy, which Seth Rollins acknowledged here tonight, backstage after this segment. And, yeah. Like, what does Solo Sikoa care if Seth Rollins won or not? He should not give two flying fucks about Seth Rollins outside of wanting to get even with Roman Reigns for the attack that's being drawn on him by Jacob Fatu and Jimmy Uso. Which, okay, fine. If you want to debate me on that and use that as the defense, we can say that that's the defense. That's a legitimate thing we could say. Maybe that's the reason we want to utilize that situation. I'll roll with that, okay? But Roman is not the same Roman Reigns we saw back in 2020 to 2024. I'm sorry to tell you. They're not. But yeah, he offered his services. He said he'd have his back in that world title match. Jacob Fatu showed up. They had a fight with each other. And then all of a sudden, Seth Rollins super kicked him in the face, knocked him on his ass, and Jacob Fatu did nothing about it. Why? Because Roman told him not to. Why would he not tell Roman? Why would Roman not tell him to attack? I mean, not to attack him at random just for the sake of attacking him, but if by some chance he decides to attack Jacob Fatu should have the right to defend himself instead of looking like Roman's little bitch. See, that's what I would have Roman tell Jacob Fatu, that I want Seth to be at 100%, but given the fact that you're a man, you have the right to be treated like a human being, not as a lapdog. Okay? If he puts his hands on you, kill him. But otherwise, leave him for me. I want him at 100%. I want to prove that this motherfucker can't beat me this time. That's all. That's all that needs to be made. So, that's just my viewpoint on that. I don't know. But it came across very weird. Jacob Fatu didn't do nothing to retaliate. And then later on in the show, Seth Rollins goes ahead and says, you know, it's kind of funny. I went ahead and attacked you, and you didn't do nothing about it. Is that because you're Roman's little lapdog? Is that because Roman told you not to? Whatever Roman says, you do. If I win the world title, do I get the rights to you as well? What are we doing? We are fucking... This is straight on sabotage to a character like Jacob Fatu, as well as everyone else on this show. They sabotage each and every fucking character on this show. It's like they want everyone to fail. This man was a one-man wolf. He was a lone wolf who would kick people's asses. That sounds very familiar. Oh, Baron Corbin, another one. We turned him from the lone wolf to the happy-go-lucky Happy Corbin. Oh, and we turned him into King Corbin. Like, come on, man. This shit sucks. Oh, fuck me. Fuck me. This shit is fucking terrible. How I sit through and cover this shit for you guys is beyond me at this point. I just do it for the sake of doing it, honestly. But personally, I don't see any value out of this shit. I have more fun watching MMA and boxing than I do watching this shit. AEW, different story. I sometimes have some enjoyment, some days I don't. But hey, that's par for the course when it comes to anything. Sometimes you have good, sometimes you have bad. That's okay. But if it's always bad, no. Not for me, man. If I didn't have this channel and I didn't care to keep trying to elevate this channel, I wouldn't be sitting here watching this crap. It's crap. That's straight up. It is straight up garbage. I'm over this. Let's move along. This is fucking ridiculous. So what else happened on this god awful television show? Ethan Page, Rusev, went up against Chad Gable and Penta. Penta and Chad Gable end up winning. Rusev walked around saying he's going to make everyone suffer and beat everyone. Get the fuck out of it. Why are you having Rusev say this and he can't even do that? What, to look like more of a jobber than he already is? Come on. So after the match was over, they celebrated in the middle of the ring, and Chad Gable is holding on to the Intercontinental title, staring at the championship, and then handed it over to Penta. Penta's just standing there, staring straight at him, allowing him to look at his title that, he won this year. And he's just staring at it, glazing at it like it's a fucking Lord of the Rings. My precious. Okay? That's what he looked like. Alright? He hands the title over to him. And after he hands the title over to him, he raises Penta's hand in the air, and Penta celebrates with him. As they're going into a Intercontinental Championship match at SummerSlam, and there is absolutely no friction at all. You're telling me Penta should not feel at all upset that the man staring at your fucking championship that you have held since, I'd say, March of this year? You've been 4 months champion. You have defended it against people with no storyline, but you defended it nonetheless. And Chad Gable has never won a singles championship, and you're gonna let him stare at your fucking title? If that was me booking this, I'd have Chad Gable stare at the title and Penta snatching the fucking belt right out of his hands and them going face to face with one another. Talking smack, not standing there holding each other's arms in the air in celebration that they won some Mickey Mouse tag team match. This is the problem with this fucking company. And yes, I'm still saying you could still book them as baby faces regardless. This is strictly competition. You got no fucking... That's like watching two UFC fighters or two boxers going into a fight and promoting it with no friction. You're not going to get any pay-per-view buys, you fucking dipshit. People are not going to care to watch it. It's part of the show. What they do, talking smack and everything else, is part of their show to hype you up to want to purchase the event. Now, UFC, you don't need to worry about purchasing the event, but it still gives some credibility and intrigue to want to tune in to watch it, regardless. So, why aren't we getting the same thing at a WWE? I can tell you why, because they don't fucking care, motherfucker. That's why the show fucking sucks. I feel like I'm on repeat over and over and over and over and over and over again. And you guys probably are getting sick of it, and I don't blame you. And if you're getting a little tired of it, just skip ahead to anything that seems a little bit different than what I'm saying, okay? I should have said that earlier in the video, but I apologize. Holy shit, man. This is fucking garbage. I gotta get through this. I can't do this anymore. I literally cannot sit through any more of this shit and talk to you guys. Paul Heyman, he had a vignette video about how Brock Lesnar continuously repeats same old shit. Oh, he's the king of the cage. He's this. He's never been beaten. He's having an undefeated streak in Hell in a Cell. No one's beaten him in that match. Blah, 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 blah. Every fucking one who's had an undefeated streak has fallen. So, excuse me while I don't give a flying fuck. You're trying to sell me on something I know for a fact is not going to be believable. So, get lost. Thank you very much. Next, Uh, Joe Hendry and Dominic Mysterio have a one-on-one match, and Dominic Mysterio ends up losing to Joe Hendry. Jesus Christ, what a fucking joke. And I didn't even barely pay attention to the match, nor do I give a shit to. LA Knight, he walks out. He cuts a really good promo. Talks a lot of shit about about Jacob Fatu, how, oh, you like to shake? You like to shake? Here, I'll smack you back to reset settings, okay? I love that. I thought that was good. He was talking about Solo Sikoa. He's like, bro, you're teaming with me. I thought we had something in common we could do one night. All that. We had a common enemy, which is cool, but you going up to Seth Rollins and saying you would help him win the World Heavyweight title, that to me, no. I'm totally against that idea. Blah, 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 blah. He was great. The fans were loving what he had to say. They were totally with him the whole step of the way in this promo. He had the match with Jacob Fatu. How that match went, like, who gives a fuck, honestly? The match was not all that great anyway. Like, it ain't that big of a deal. Jacob Fatu ends up winning the match thanks to the help of the Jey Uso. He showed up, and then they destroyed LA Knight, as well as Solo Sikoa and Royce Keys. I mean, they had their offense they put in, but at the end of all the whole battle, the Bloodline stood tall in the middle of the ring over the three guys that they're competing up against for SummerSlam. And that's how the show went off the fucking... This show sucks, guys. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have went this long, but, I went on a tangent, and I pretty much said my piece. I have nothing more to say. You guys know what to do. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. Thank you guys very much for watching, and have a great night, guys. Bye.